Naomi and Colin from Icarus Lives. Welcome to Nightbreed. How are you?
Thank you.
I'm good. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing all right as well.
Excellent. Cool. I guess we'll go back to the beginning. So back in 2014, how did Icarus Lives first get together?
We were studying at a TAFE in Perth, in Leederville, and we were all part of previous bands before. So we were studying like a diploma of music performance, which was really cool. You learn a bit of theory, you get some lessons on instruments, and it's mostly performance based. So that was a lot of fun. And you had to form a band. A part of that was forming a band and writing songs and obviously learning copyright and stuff like that. So I met Sarah, Chris Heindel, who was our first bass player, Taviri Starwood, and Cameron. Obviously, we don't have Tav or Chris Heindel as a part of the lineup anymore. We have Cohen and we have Chris Ayling. But yeah, we met Chris on Facebook. He responded to an ad, and so did Cohen. His story about how he found us is pretty cool.
Oh, I guess so. Okay, yeah. So, my story joining, I saw an ad. There was this, so Icarus Lives had posted an ad on like a Facebook group, like looking for members in Perth sort of thing. And I saw it and I watched like the music video they had up and I went, damn, I wish I could play like that. So then I was just like, man, if I missed like this opportunity. So I basically just practiced like hours and hours every night for like a month. And then they posted the ad again. I was like, okay, I might actually be good enough now. Apparently I was. It was a month worth of practice to be good enough to join.
Yeah, cool. That's good, man. Excellent. So yeah, I mean, I could ask you your influences, but I think it's more interesting to go give me some of your Desert Island albums. Like, what are the albums that you need in your life?
I've been thinking about this. I would have to say, I'd have to have Jeff Buckley. I'd absolutely have to have Jeff Buckley. But also, there's absolutely no denying that I am just like a pop punk squealer at heart. So I'd absolutely have to have Riot by Paramore, I think, just to make me feel young.
Cool. Yeah. I mean,
yeah. For me, I don't know. My two biggest things are Dream Theater. I don't know. I might go with like, I know everyone says Metropolis Part 2 or Images and Words. I think Black Clouds and Silver Linings for me. And then for the power metal, there's a band called Keldian. They have a few albums. I might go with Heaven's Gate, their first album.
Awesome. Yeah, nice. Good picks. Cool. So 2015, the Rising EP comes out. What do you remember about recording and everything?
Oh God, that was. Yep. It surprises me that anyone can find that on the internet. I've tried so hard to bury it. But no, look, it's pretty good for what it was, because that was recorded by students, and they were all first and second year sound students. And like, obviously, this was like, I think we wrote Deadly Education was the first song we ever wrote as a band, and I think we wrote that like 3 days into being a band. And then there was like Memoirs of a Hooker, Oxygen, and Black Flag on that EP. Black Flag's definitely a song that doesn't get played as much as we should play it, in my opinion. But like, recording those songs was, yeah, look, I didn't know how to play to a click back then. So
still don't.
Hey,
still don't.
Well, you know, here, there, you know, you'll be all right. But Black Flag had like these weird time signature changes, and like we ended up just doing that live. So, yeah, it was fun, but like pretty awful quality on it, if you ask me. I suppose everyone has to have a shit release when they start out.
Yeah. So 2017, Vanta Black, the full length comes out. How did that recording compare to the EP?
I think so. We tried to get it to sound a little bit clearer, but I think that album took so long to get together. I think we went through about 2 years because we didn't do pre-prod at all. We just went, we got these songs, let's just go and record them. And it was a fucking disaster. Honestly, it was a disaster. But after 2 years of chopping and changing things and a couple of arguments within the band, like we got it done. And you always look back and you go, that could have been done better. But it's a learning curve, and I'm pretty happy with it. I really enjoy all the songs on it. I think they're all very well written, with the end result. So yeah,
cool, awesome. So yeah, 2018 is the Japanese tour with the Agonists. How do the Japanese crowds compare to the Aussie metalheads?
The Japanese crowds are like a completely different animal, honestly. They are just like insane in the best way. I remember being outside of the venue in Osaka, and like we're just like complete nobodies when it comes to Japan because we've never been there before. And there's this line of people already, and I think it would have been, I'm probably wrong because I'd had like maybe 2 hours sleep in the 3 days before that because of driving and stuff, but it felt like 7 or 8 in the morning, and we just bumped in, and I was going to go check into the hotel and grab some food and probably an energy drink as well, and I walked out, and I think Sarah was following behind me, and we just had these Japanese crew just come up and say, Icarus lives, and I was like, fuck, how do you know who we are? So they do their research, and it's a really great market, and I very much enjoyed how people were so polite and extremely helpful and just really kind.
Yeah, that's cool.
So, and they mosh like something else too.
So, Colin, were you in the band for the Japanese tour?
No, I was not.
Oh, sorry, mate.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
We're trying to get him a Japanese tour on his notch.
Yeah.
Yeah. I joined just afterwards.
Oh, man. Yeah.
COVID, we were like planned one for him. We're like, it's okay, mate. You'll understand how we feel, and then just got fucking steamrolled by COVID, huh?
Yeah. Just like everyone.
Yeah.
What about Eastern State shows? You guys have played with like Frankenbach and stuff over there. That must have been good, yeah.
Yeah, Cohen, you take this one. I've done a lot of talking.
Yeah, you have. Yeah, that was great. For me, that was my first tour with the band. So Melbourne opening for Frankenbach. That was pretty cool. It was the last of some shows that they were doing in Melbourne. Do you remember the name of the festival name, Naomi?
Oh, the Bangers and Thrash Festival. Yeah.
Well, no, that was in Sydney. We did the Bangers and Thrash, but like the Melbourne one, it was the Forge Metal Nightclub.
Yeah.
I think we were one of the last bands to be able to do that, which was pretty cool because basically every month they had great bands on it, and then you see our name and you go, ooh.
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah, that was really cool. We were able to crash at a friend's place in Melbourne, and Sydney was a terrible hostel where the elevator didn't go to the ground floor.
Oh, wow.
So we had to climb 50 stairs to get to the elevator before we could. Oh my god.
Getting to Sydney was an absolute disaster too.
The floor in the hostel just covered in water. Naomi, you got sick from that place, didn't you? Mold in the lungs.
I ended up coming home with like a heinous fever, and I went to the doctor, and they they took an X-ray of my chest and they were like, "You have mold spores on your chest." I'm like, "Fucking what?"
Oh wow.
So that was pretty rough. I slept for about 17 hours, I think. Initially, when I got home, I was pretty wrecked.
Yeah, it's a great trip.
Yeah, well, and we had what, 4 or 5 flights just completely cancelled on us. And
Oh yeah, there was a huge weather thing going on in Sydney at the time. So between Melbourne and Sydney, we're like, okay, we'll get to Sydney, we'll be able to sleep for a few hours before the show. No chance. We just got delayed so many times in Melbourne. We get to Sydney and it's like, okay, let's go to the venue now.
pretty much, we went and dropped our luggage off and just went to the venue. And I think I managed to get to a 7-Eleven to get a 6-shot coffee because I was just absolutely ruined.
Wow. Oh, fingers crossed we'll be able to do it again soon.
Planned for a long time, hopefully.
Yeah. So 2019, I'm not sure of the details here. Either all of you or some of you are in a movie, anticipation movie. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah. So that started filming around about. So the director is the same guy who recorded Banter Black. And he was coming up with these concepts when we were recording Banter Black, and he was saying about, oh, I've got this concept idea for this film that I want to do, and we were like, oh, that sounds pretty cool. Anyway, I didn't really think too much about it, and then he put a call out. I think would have been 2018 he started filming, or it might have been late 2017. I don't know. It all seems like 10 years ago to me.
I feel like it would have been earlier, like 2017, since he did the music video for Disease as part of the film.
That's right, yeah. So I ended up responding to him online and saying, oh yeah, like if you ever need like an extra or something, or just some crazy bitch in the background screaming her head off at something or for some reason, yeah, I'm down for that. And he ended up getting the band to come and do like this. So he took our song Disease and put it in the soundtrack.
Yeah, cool.
And he did us a music video as well as a part of that. I don't think that actually made it to the trailer, but it didn't make it to the final cut because I think he had about 6 hours worth.
No, I think I remember seeing it in the film. There was it wasn't the whole thing. It was like maybe 10 seconds of music video in there, but it was in there.
Oh, and my dog starred. Yep.
Oh, cool.
Oh, your dog, yeah.
Nice.
Got my dog in a movie. I was pretty stoked about that. So yeah, it was myself, the band as a whole performing, and Rebel, my dog. She was pretty popular afterwards.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Your 2019 single, Collision of Counterparts. It's got nearly 10k Spotify streams. You guys must be chuffed. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, pretty stoked about that.
Yeah.
Never really, you strive for it, but you never think you'll hit it. You know what I mean? I mean, it could always be more.
Well, yeah. Of course. Well, what like
good?
other than a great song, what's the secret? Like, how are you getting yourselves out there?
Well, we had this pretty cool management team behind us, Sound Escape Agency. They're seriously cool people. Really, really supportive. Like 24/7, we can just send them a message, go, "Hey, we had this idea. What do you think?" And it's just open, honest. Whether or not we want to hear this kind of stuff or we do want to hear it, it's all pretty much there. And they have their own contacts, and they're just like, right, okay, well, if you want to explore this, here's a really good PR agency, or here's a really good way of promoting this, or like you can only try these different things. And it's just a matter of trial and error, honestly.
That's cool. Yeah. Chains of Nazareth clothing. I saw that you got together with a clothing line. How'd that happen? That's pretty cool.
Funny enough, my partner is actually friends with the person who owns the line.
Oh,
So
right.
she just showed me, and I went, oh, well, that's pretty cool. Do you reckon he'd want to endorse the band? And she goes, oh, I'll send him a message. And I went, oh, didn't. So it was sort of a bit of a joke, but yeah. And then it just happened, which was really cool. So, and like, he's super cool too. So we're trying to get him to come to Storm Rider.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Actually, speaking of Storm Rider, we had, slight delay, but fingers crossed, August 14. That's pretty exciting.
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Finally get to play a show.
Oh.
Yeah. How long's it been since you're on stage?
Oh.
September for us. We played 2 songs in September for a little show.
Was September or December?
I'm pretty sure it was September.
In Frio. It was December 5th.
It's a little while anyway. Yeah.
So it's not been as long for us as other people, but it's still been a while.
Yeah.
Still been, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I saw you guys released a single this year, the Bonnie Tyler cover. Who's the Bonnie Tyler fan amongst you?
Go on, you do the spiel.
Okay, so Bonnie Tyler fan. So Sarah, the singer, she loves Bonnie Tyler.
Mm-hmm.
Although the inspiration for the song came from Cameron, our other guitarist, who I think he sort of fell in love with the song after it was in the Shrek 2 movie, I believe.
Okay.
So he's basically been obsessed with the song since he was a child, and he's sort of been in his head working on a metal version of this song for a long time. So we finally just sort of sat down and did it, and that's what we got. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. That sounds good.
Yeah.
Your Facebook page says you're raising funds for something new. Any hint of what that might be?
A long-awaited release.
Yeah. Okay.
Been a fucking long journey.
Yeah, so we're talking about another full length, yeah?
Well, I mean, sort of yes, but sort of not really.
Okay.
Sort of like not announced yet, but yeah. I don't know if I can give away too much about that.
Sure. All right, that's cool.
We haven't discussed that yet.
All right. Well, look after Storm Rider. What's the plan? What's next for Icarus Lives?
Well,
Finally go back to Japan. Yeah, we've got always got tentative dates, and it's like, oh, will these ones be pushed back? I think right now we're tentative for maybe next year, but you never know.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it'll be late next year as well.
If it happens.
I've been talking to people, and we wanted to jump over on the East Coast maybe January, February of next year, but the way things are going, it's a bit risky because we don't want to get stuck on the other side of the country or have to isolate for 14 days when we get back. And I don't think anyone can afford hotel quarantine either.
Yeah.
So it's just, it's a bit rough, honestly. So, but we want to do all these things. It's just a matter of having the opportunity to do so and do it safely.
Yeah, of course. Cool. Oh, fingers crossed you'll be able to safely play Perth Storm Rider coming up. And hopefully I'll see you there. Come on. Naomi, thanks so much for your time. That was wicked. Cheers, guys. Yeah.
Thanks for chatting with us.
Cool. Have a good one.
You too, man.